my fellow Americans and Wastelanders who have yet to become Americans, brought into the fold. We are back with some more Hoi4 playing the Old World Blues Fallout mod. So today, I do kind of have a plan. We are going to be annexing the NCR. I know a lot of you guys have been saying I should have done it by now or stuff like that. I've kept putting it off, mostly because whenever I did my test game before, I pretty much just straight up annexed the NCR as early as possible through the national focuses. And one of the things that I saw in the decisions tree here was like a little timer, and it was like Caesar's Legion marches again or something like that. And I was like, I am not prepared. So for the most part, I've just been like, yeah, I just never felt like I was really prepared for it. But we're gonna do it this episode, and we are gonna probably fight Caesar's Legion, depending on if he comes at us early or if he keeps fighting his little wars down here. So I'm wondering if he's gonna push into Mexico or not, or if this is gonna kick off. Also, last episode, as you can see, I fixed the deposit bug that we're having. Apparently, it is an old bug that Old World Blues can have. So there is a console command that you can put in that will fix it. So I will show that real quick. I put it in the comments of the last episode too, because, I had the issue in the last episode and I didn't figure it out until after the last episode. I had to do some scouring on the internet. So you would click your tilde key, top left of your keyboard, and it would open your little command console here. And then I just copy and paste it, but it's like event space icode _caps _mechanical _events.1. And that will pop the event that's for each quarter, and it'll actually reset the deposit timer, which is great. So we are making money again from everything, so we don't have to worry about that. So we can stack up money and do things. I just realized they have a God, what's it called? A zone here that they can't do demilitarized zone. Jesus, dude, I couldn't think of that. If you hadn't noticed, I just got up. I had my little sugar-free monster and a nice little fiber brownie. So that's waiting for that stuff to kind of like hit my brain. But yeah, let's just kind of get this going. I do hope you guys have been enjoying this. I guess one of my biggest things I've been afraid of, which I shouldn't probably be, is starting a war and then getting rickrolled, just getting absolutely demolished, and then the run getting kind of ended there. But what I plan on doing is like major events, kind of like, what I'm going to do before the NCR, I'm going to save it. And then before the war with Caesar, I'm going to save it. Because I do want to do this, even if, I lose a battle or we lose technically. I'd like to be able to go back and then continue on with it. I guess it's just up to you guys. If you want to see, if I do get absolutely smashed at some point, if you want to see that, and then we could just kind of go back to the save. And then kind of make plans and then, gamify it from there, maybe. Oh, yeah, since we actually have the money now, let's look over the Dugway Proving Grounds. This will get us research bonus in infantry, power armor, and demolitions. So I wonder what that does for us, though. Let's see. We'll spend the money on it. That's like a lot of our money. Actually, all of our money. We should be making more money. Our army wages is absolutely crazy right now. Okay, breaking the news. But what I want to do real quick is I want to make some more power armor units, because we do have a lot of power armor stocked up from previous from when we previously were researching power armor. And then I still need to do, I need to go through the invasion stuff more, because that's what you have to actually invade across rivers and stuff, like these big rivers. So that's going to be something we'll probably have to do in fighting Caesar, or it could help us fighting Caesar. But yeah. So news from afar. The loss of Navarro was discovered by our first raccoon missions, or recon, Jesus. Dude, the raccoon people, I love them to death. But now every time I see recon, I think raccoon because they're synonymous. There are like best recon people now. Recon missions to California. The loss of the facility to the NCR has reinvigorated the more continuous element of the reformist platform. President Rose was a figurehead by choice, though the elderly president was expected to pass away soon, and he had long forced the two sides of New Washington to cooperate in the last few decades. The reformists and purists had agreed on getting revenge on the NCR, but the results each side intended were different. Tweaking Richardson's designs were the main aims of the purists, but the reformers saw Navarro as further proof of the supremacy of old America. It was M16s, it was M16s and drafted manpower that had stalemated the Brotherhood of Steel and had caught us by surprise at Navarro. While surely we'd win in a fair fight, the prospect of recruiting beyond our ranks has started to gain steam with New Washington. While no one among the civilian populace has ever met a ghoul, much less a super mutant, the solving manpower issue, genetic diversity issue, economic issue, and the purists are aghast at the plan, but have few alternatives to offer to increasing shortages in personnel. I love that they say that, and we're sitting on 188,000 manpower. You can't train FEV to fly a vertibird after all. Oh, that's great. Okay, because we do need to go down these to kind of do more of the Enclave stuff, which I think we can absorb like Enclave remnants and stuff here too, which is cool. Which you can go this route to recruiting old groups, which they do gain some power back also. We do gain some stuff from it, but probably going like absorbing the NCR troops and stuff like that would probably help us too. Looking at tribes. Searching nuclear shelters. So wait, to go down this way, what do we have to do? So it requires recruiting centralists calling. So it requires one of the following. Okay, so if we go down this, we could go down this. If we go down this, we can go down this. Okay. So this will actually overall strengthen the Pierce following. I see. Okay, then I really don't want to go that, though. Because I know I can kind of take something to where it'll give power to them, like to the elites. But then if I give it a little bit of time, my power as intellectuals will go like higher and higher. But I know that I've been kind of losing overall stability of what I've been gaining here lately. Oh, so this will help with future infiltrations into New California. Well, we don't really need that right now. What we're gonna take is the red, the red, white, and the blue banners. Boom. Let me, like I said, we're gonna save. As you can see here, after caps fix, because I figured out the whole cap stuff. I'm gonna say before NCR annex. This is gonna be like a mess and a half though once we actually fully take them over, but it shouldn't be too bad. I wonder if Caesar's Legion will actually naval invade at all in certain areas and stuff. I actually need to look over a lot of my cities too. I don't know where all my cities are. Okay, so this is for vault cities. Yeah, we have no more trade routes here. So that's advanced generators. Let's go with irrigation. Get some more population. I don't know, we have a lot of population though right now. I feel like probably going resources will help a lot. Mostly because we could be throwing more into our resources. But we'll have to see. Let's go with you. And then let's throw... Oh, I didn't notice that my spy got murked. That was in Caesar's Legion. Let's go all the way down here with this spy. I do need to do like more spycraft based stuff also. Okay, guys, so I had to pause real quick because I heard a very loud bang and was like, either somebody's trying to kick in my door right now and we're about to have some fun, Or my dogs made some noise in the other room. And I think it might have been the dogs. Okay, let's get our, because this is our, oop. Did it work? Oh, I think it did. Transfers the entire Navy. Okay, so I think this just would instantly work. I don't know if I don't think they can just say no to us here. So, the new California state, Preglis. Jesus, dude. I combined President and Douglas into one word and called it Preglis. Oh my god. One of the issues with reading this is I kind of have bad eyes. So with like the letters are so small that when I try to focus on it, even though I'm on like a 2K monitor, so it's kind of like a bigger monitor than normal too, like I get like double vision. So sometimes I have to like close my right eye, which is my bad eye, to be able to focus with my left eye enough to be able to like read it perfectly. But oh my god, did I just said Preglis. President Douglas Granite of the Sierra Enclave and President Granite Columbus Hayes, which is a man, by the way. I do know that Hayes is a man. I do have some of you guys saying that in the comments. It's just when I first saw the image of Hayes, I thought Hayes was a woman. And so for some reason in my brain, I just kept like right here. I just thought that was kind of like a woman. And then it was just like stuck, like hardcore stuck. Like even when I would read it, it's like, okay, it's a man, but for some reason I kept saying she every time. But yeah, I do know Hayes is a man. I'm sorry about that. But it was just something that for some reason stuck in my brain. It was like when I kept calling the Sierra Army Depot the Sierra Madre, which one of you guys made a funny joke about that. You even said that I left my heart in the Sierra Madre, which very true. Very, very true. I loved that. Was probably one of the more favorite DLCs I've ever played in a game before. But I more or less left my gold in the Sierra Madre. That's what I couldn't leave behind. And President Grant Columbus Hayes, what a name, by the way, of the New California Republic, called a meeting in Shady Sands with the Senate. It was meant to be about economic affairs, but when the Californian senators arrived, they were surprised with a view of no one less than Enclave personnel. The Rangers were already, with the finger on the trigger, ready to open fire, but the presidency? It was just presence of President Hayes aside with Granite was enough to lower the Rangers' weapons. That and there is some misspelling here and there, which does throw me off at times. And then some of the grammar is like, oh. Granite and Hayes explained everything from the reborn of the Enclave to the new Reno. I like that new Reno. And made a humble request to the Senate, return California to the American government despite their reservations and the Enclave's past hostilities. Word had spread of their actions in New Reno and their restoration in Nevada and abroad. Less than 1 century ago, Aradeshi? And what would be New California Republic seceded from the United States. Now the NCR returned to it, reinvigorated and anew. Yet, as both presidents warmly thanked them for their decision, Granite couldn't help feel the stares of unease and concern from some of the senators, or the unease of the Rangers watching them. He couldn't blame them, but Douglas's warm smile could assure them that they had taken a great step into the future alongside the rest of modern post-war world. After 200 years, the Golden State is back. So he annexed New California Republic and transfers the entire Navy to New Reno. Ooh, that's a long pause. Oh my god. Oh, I gotta pause. Okay, I was afraid that was copyrighted, so, because a lot of this, the music and stuff is copywritten. Rally round the old flag. The radios all across California were interrupted by a declaration of President Hayes. The expectation was to be something about the Legion, the Lost Hill Brotherhood, or even about the Enclave remnants, or the Shadow States in Nevada. No one expected to hear the president saying that the NCR was dismantled and the Enclave under Granite was taking control over all NCR territory. The people in Dayglow celebrated as the old world was finally back. Oh yeah, Dayglow. While the barons in Northern California panicked as they feared the Enclave would get away their power. I'm guessing take away their power. And the army just awaited for new orders coming from the organization that was considered a terrorist organization until yesterday. Dude, now I know that the whole assassination thing with the Secret Service, where you can expand the Secret Service, I'm probably going to want to do that as quickly as possible now. When the first army entered Reading, coming from Fort Sierra, the troops were surprised that instead of receiving stoning by the NCR population, they actually braked forth in cheers. The peaceful integration of New California Republic has left our... Oh, I see there's no button here. This got cut off. Our army entirely intact, with raiders and super mutants not being totally able to attack outlying towns. The people of the NCR are still divided between those who hope for a better future and those who fear the power armor marching through their towns. NCR loyalists are also divided, and some have taken to the hills, sniping at some of our men and supply convoys. Some factories and caravan route lay idle, while others continue operating normally, as some merchants fear whether their dollars are worth the paper they're printed out, or I guess suppose you print it on. And California's leadership awaited their fate, wondering if they can actually work with the reunited states as... And yeah, that's where it gets cut off. Okay, we have probably a lot that we can do here. Oh, so here's the... Okay, so we can take the Baron incident now. So unlocks the Baron incident decision. This allows you to send spies to stage false flag attacks against the NCR, causing the NCR army to bring the region back under their control. Oh, okay, so this is just a bypass thing. Okay, we're just going to bypass that so I don't have it up. Oh, God. Could I cause the incident with Lost Hills against me? That'd be kind of funny. I guess that would work because, you know, it's like a staged attack, so that way I can come out and throw hands with them. Okay, so we should have new... Okay, so rebuilding a nation. So some of what we need is some time has passed since the occupation. Okay, so we just need to wait a little bit, and then we could start rebuilding a nation. Okay, so we could start taking some other stuff then before we could start rebuilding a nation. Restore Navarro. We will lead the base. Okay, so this is Navarro stuff here, which could be nice. Increase air attack by 10%. Air generation chance by 5%. Ooh, that's kind of nice. One of you guys did tell me that the Area 51 thing is apparently really overpowered. Once you finish it. I kind of wasn't expecting it to be that overpowered, but I guess we'll see, because I do want to do it, but I'm not doing it all at once. I'm kind of wanting to mix in some stuff. Dude, it's so hard to, like, kind of make some decisions now on where to go, because I was going to try to get us renamed to, like, the United States, or whatever it was going to be, like, renamed to. Going Arsenal of Democracy would be nice, because what is that? Comatose Giant with the Burns Project, which we do gain... God, we gain a lot of bonuses, but we do get some negativity a little bit. I can't wait to get out of the whole hidden economy thing. So this gives us 2 technologies for air tech. So that adds intermittent air tech. Wait, that's what we're needing, right? Intermittent air tech? To get the new stuff? Oh, okay, yep, we're going to revive the Air Force and stuff. Oh, God, how much... Okay, we need to go through our troop. 166! Oh, my God, what is my... Yeah, we're disbanding some of the NCR military here. I thought about just recouping them, which I guess once these cities come back online, we'll probably make a lot more caps back. But I don't... Yeah, I can't... I was going to be like, oh, I can just, you know, change some of them over to our troops, but oh my God, is this like a little too crazy? What are these infantry templates from these guys? That's actually not a crazy bad infantry template. We would have demolished this, but these are just like from that other state. This is from Baja State, which... Can I get rid of these guys? Yeah, okay. Because I think that I am actually spending money on keeping these guys up, I want to say. So let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah, we were. I kind of like the idea of keeping some of these NCR troopers and just changing out their template. like upgrading their template because I like the idea of having like some of them a little bit different. What is this? Okay, so this is basic infantry template. Isn't that bad either. But I'm going to get rid of, because I think that's, 69 of them. Let's select all these, get rid of these. I'm wanting to keep the tank units. What do their tank divisions look like? Oh my god. Okay, when one of you guys said that those tanks are really bad in organization and stuff, you are not lying. I was not expecting these tank divisions to look this awful. Like, that looks horrendous. Which we have 14 of them. I can't change these to my template. Dude, that is... Yeah, no. Give me that tank equipment back. I'll just add that to my tank, to my roster. Ranger companies we're definitely keeping. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to change too. I'll put you guys in a different thing. What do your motorized look like? But I like my motorized better. It's full of salvage trucks, actually. I can't change these either? Bro. There's a lot I can't change, apparently. Well, you're getting demolished, then.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Can I even change these guys? Okay, so I can. So that means I could probably change these templates, then. And then we have the frontiersmen, which is militiamen, which I don't care for. But we should have all of their templates now. Yeah, we do. Oh, apparently not all of them. We don't have these ones, the NCR troopers. Huh. And I'm just going to get rid of you guys. Let me take the NCR troopers out of this stack here so I can kind of decide what to do with these other ones. We have some more spec ops here. Kind of crappy. Oh, they're different. Okay, so they're different units of spec ops.
That's a no one.
So these guys are out of our territory. They're not bad, actually. Yeah, they aren't that bad. But do I keep these just as is here? I can't change these guys either. Nah, let's just get rid of them.
Who the hell is this? The president?
Okay, the last of what's left over, we're just going to get rid of all of this. Okay. Okay, we're back in the green for caps. Oh my god.
Who the hell is this?
So we kept NCR troopers. Let's look at our production real quick. Which I guess technically we would get all that back. So we wouldn't have had to... Oh no, we're actually a little bit short on some rifles here. Let's go 30 in rifles. And then we have dockyards now. Only 8 dockyards. Oh, we only have convoys. I guess I'm going to have to reinvigorate the Navy too. Because I know I have like a Navy mod and stuff too. So that's going to be kind of cool to get into once that does. Okay.
Enclave here.
Let me go. We only have 34 Army XP. I'm going to get rid of a lot of these. The Battle Bears. Why can't I get rid of this? The special template. I'm going to get rid of your tank division template. I already have one. I kind of like this because of these fire teams. And then what is this? A fire base. Do we have that normally? I don't think we do. That's kind of cool, actually. I might keep that down here. Gamma Corps paratroopers. Oh, that is... Okay, they actually got... They went the mutant paratroopers route. I dig that. Okay. I might change your image, though, to something else. But I'm probably going to keep that template. I like the idea of mutant paratroopers. I went and, integrated them into our military instead of, putting them into their own group as, paratroopers. But I like that a lot. So we do have a template for that now. So let's go, and where can I put that? I'm trying to find something nice. Something kind of cool. I like the wings. Oh, they're mutants. So we got to go with the, God, what is she called? Like the Scorch Queen wings and stuff. Yeah, we got to go with, the Scorch Queen wings. I could go with these, like the vertebrate stuff, but these are, mutated paratroopers and not like Enclave paratroopers. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. I like that. That's cool. That's cool. And then another basic infantry division, which I'm just gonna get rid of this one. I don't care about these frontier guys. We're gonna get rid of that. I didn't really like your motorized. I'm gonna get rid of that. And these are our Yakuza enforcers, which I already integrated them, so no. Just another power armor battalion that I'm not really gonna be using. MacArthur survivors, yep. MacArthur's remnants. Okay. And I'm keeping the rapid response just because I could possibly change it to be paradropped into, which would be kind of cool. And I'm actually going to move these militia all the way down here now to them. Yeah, we don't have the NCR trooper template. Yeah, it never gave it. Oh, maybe it's a decommissioned. Ah, it's a decommissioned template. Okay. Wait, it's not that one, though. Is there a different NCR trooper template, then? Because I'm a little confused. That did not look like these guys, right? Oh, no, it is these guys. Oh, okay. Well, dang. I didn't realize I got decommissioned, though. We'll bring it back. And then I'll update it slightly. Because maybe I'll have these guys kind of like protect ports and stuff. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. They'll be like my garrison divisions. Let's go with, does logistics company add any defense? No, it adds a little bit of initiative and stuff. We can go like anti-air here for support, fire team, anti-tank. And that's all of my current army XP. Okay.
Enclave here.
And now let's put, see if we could find like a ranger to put in charge of you guys. I actually want you commanding like an actual guy. You know, I'll go with you.
Why isn't your video feed working?
And we do have a staunch defense guy here. Boom, with 5 defense. And now let's do this. Let's go with guard naval bases. Because we'll be building more naval bases and stuff as time goes on. I need to figure out how to deal with this decommission zone too. I don't like having a decommission zone in my newly got territory. I'm assuming, are these guys? No, I think those guys aren't in my faction anymore since the NCR just isn't a thing now. And yeah, I would say we have some stuff over here. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to have them guard all the naval bases around. So even if naval bases pop up from me doing things on the coast, they'll just go and guard them. We'll probably end up taking the Baja people here. The Baja Chipotle people. Oh, and up here, yep. Protect our stuff up there. I didn't even realize we had a naval base up here, too. Jesus, okay. Okay, things... Okay, there we go. I was like, things are looking good. And then we have these ranger companies, which are crap, but I am going to change them later. I'm going to add them to just guarding stuff. I'm going to change their template because I want to keep them. And now these guys will get, where is the first homie? This guy, which gets like special forces and stuff. And then he has like strong and perceptive.
That's a no one.
But right now, they'll just go to protecting our ports and garrisons. Government idea. Oh, NCR code cracked. Yeah, that was from that before. We are technically them now. Let's grab my main infantry force. And then I kind of want... How do I want to do this? Technically, we don't have to protect anything here with them. I guess we just have to kind of protect this, right? I should be able to have them... Because I don't know how this works. Okay, so it would technically be different ones. Because I guess this would be a whole one, and this would be a whole one, right? Oh, these are 2 separate ones, I think. I don't like that. Okay. Let's do this then. It's not as great, I feel like, but we could do borders. Because I think borders works for this. I've never tried it when it comes to these. Like the straights. But technically, I could do like borders like that. And then... I can't tell if this goes across right here or not. We could check. I could do it like this, and if they border here, then I know that that is what that is. But so far, that should be good for here. We'll have a decent amount of infantry there, just in case they do come at us. Oh my god, dude. Oh, it's only a bit more factories. I thought it was more, which will be changing a lot of these factories in the future. Let's just throw them into air defense, because we're going to be getting more airspace stuff here in a bit. Okay, everybody. Move around to your designated zones. Let's get our boys kind of over here. This is like one of my main attack groups. So I don't know, because I kind of want to keep a barrier, like kind of like a buffer zone up here for these guys. But I could take this and then leave these as buffer zones here, because I really don't want to be on the border of them right this moment. I guess what I could do, because I kind of want to take out White Legs. Put you guys there. Put our special forces and stuff guys up there. And we could possibly go after White Legs here in a bit. Oh, yeah, because motorcycles and the salvage trucks are technically the same thing. So I can get rid of one of these, I guess, technically. And then let's throw some stuff into, throw some more factories into salvage trucks. I want a lot of support artillery for everything. Got some more dockyards that are popping up. Let's just get as many convoys as we can right now before we actually start building up our navy. The advanced well pumps finished. Let's go with generator plants. Air Force. That is not... Okay. NCR, I really don't like that you guys didn't really have an Air Force on the border with the Legion. Like, you have one here over in Mexicali, but it only holds like 150 dudes. Oh, they actually... Wait, the NCR actually had an Air Force, like monoplane attackers and stuff. Oh. Yeah, they actually... They had a better Air Force than me. I know they had like these bombers here. I probably would have demolished these though, honestly. Like with the amount of makeshift biplanes I had, I would have had a massive loss against them. But just because of my God, what are they called now? Oh my god, dude, my brain's having like just dying right now. I think I can only hold 150 here, I believe. Right? Yeah. And then we'll go close air support. I'm gonna attach these guys to them. Vertibirds, but because of my vertibirds and then those nuclear-powered fighters would more than likely would have decimated them. Look at my entire, like, just military pushing down here. Okay, so it does work. They will actually sit here on these and guard these. So that is nice. Okay, and yeah, they're just coming down here to this. So I guess technically I don't need them to guard this border. Oh, whoops, wrong people. That's these guys, which I'm actually going to push you guys down here then. So you guys don't need to sit on that. Launch codes detected. The silo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, it just kept going. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, launch codes detected. Now that we've liberated Navarre from America's enemies, the Army Corps of Engineers is going through old records and has come across something interesting. They've managed to find launch codes for missile silos, although most of those codes were lost during the war or after due to Vault-Tec subversion. If we ever find missiles that weren't used, it could come in handy. Weren't there silos in southern Nevada? Gonna sit here and like strike Caesar's Legion with a nuke, drop an ICBM on their capital. The silos, since we just read the launch code ones, I want to do silo next. The silos, the signals were tracked to missile silos that survived the Great War. With bombs ready to go off, our engineers safely deactivated the nukes, but we need to decide what to do with them. Some scientists have suggested mothballing the nukes and using the plutonium for peaceful means. But nuclear missiles could give us a powerful tool to finish liberating the reunited States. However, we'll have to find the launch codes for the nukes, which records on the base suggest were stored at a military base in Northern California. Wait, how did we lose nuclear launch codes? Some scientists suggest we could have set off the nukes by accident if we aren't careful, but only an idiot could do that. Oh my god. We will not trade glory for savagery. Dismantle the nuclear weapons if you cannot reach out to fellow Americans with nuclear arms. I like having the deterrent of watching a nuke go off in the background. The Chinese menace. San Francisco was one of the greatest cities in pre-war America, a center of tech and a window to the world. But now it's occupied by the Xi, a Chinese beachhead on American soil. Some say we must drive them into the ocean. Others, mindful of Camp Turtle Dove and other pre-war mistakes, suggest we give the city autonomy and welcome the Xi into the reunited States. Chinatown on the West Coast? I think not. So we gain annex war goal against the San Francisco chapter. America was and will be home to many peoples. San Francisco chapter becomes a puppet of New Reno. Politics will change. Vagrants become the ruling party. Public elections will not be held. Become owner and controller of San Rafael. The San Francisco chapter will be known as San Francisco Autonomous Region. San Francisco chapter becomes the federal state of New Reno. I don't like that. We're gonna take them. We're rebuilding the United States. A frumitorious defects. As America wakes from the slumber and the wasteland begins to rally to our cause, a former member of the Legion has appeared in New Reno asking to join our army. He has taken the name Ulysses after a great soldier who fought to unite America under one flag and vows that when he sets his flag down, it'll be over his body or a nation he believes in. Who are you that you do not know your own history? Ulysses becomes a unit leader. That's actually cool. A surviving senior NCO. When the rig fell, much of our senior staff went with it. Any surviving NCOs after the rig being killed by the NCR and Brotherhood when Navarro fell, with these few surviving lower NCOs fleeing east, however, it seems a senior NCO survived, and a reformer at that, coming to a squad after the fall of Sac City, formerly Sacramento, and soon to be again. General William Sherman saluted our boys in a crisp, albeit outdated Enclave officer uniform. We've since promoted him to Major General and given him a proper dress, and with that, he will now ready to kick ass and take names. Welcome back, Major General. Oh, so he's a field marshal here. Oh boy. And now if we get a Grant and Lincoln, we complete the set. General William Thomas Sherman becomes a commanding officer. Okay, yeah, Boneyard remnants. After the fall of Navarro, many survivors tried their luck at integrating into the NCR. While a large number were found out and arrested, many more successfully began their new lives in the Boneyard. Those people and their descendants have now petitioned us to rejoin the Enclave. They turned their backs on the Enclave. Welcome back. Shady Sands remnants. After the fall of Navarro, many survivors tried their luck at integrating into the NCR. So the same thing as the other one, pretty much. While a large number were found and arrested, many more successfully began their new lives in Shady Sands. Those people and their descendants have now petitioned to rejoin the Enclave. Welcome back. Okay. Well, we will now be removing our troops, though, from White Legs. Dude, they have just been so, just fighting that war for so long. Oh, I won't be able to move troops over here to the demilitarized zone. Ah, okay, that kind of sucks. Let me do this, then. And then
That's a no one.
let me grab our main boys over here, put them over there. Oh, I didn't delete your guys' line. Sorry about that, fellas.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Oh, okay, revive the Air Force finished. Prior to the bombs, the United States Air Force was the largest air force in the world, with various aircraft and the ability to deliver deadly payloads to anyone who would threaten American freedom. The Air Force's iconic symbol was one of joy to allies and one of terror to enemies. It was from the Air Force that our skies were kept clear and from where the Army found aid in the most desperate of hours. With the Air Force now at last restored, an issue has been brought forth to President Douglas Grant and his closest military confidants on the revived Air Force's insignia. Air Force officers, in conjunction with protocols to restore the United States military, have put in a request to use its old symbol on aircraft in the post-war era. Many of the officers present have argued both for and against it. Those for it suggest that by doing so, we could further a claim to being the proper United States government. They also state that by doing so, it could boost morale among the populace. On the other hand, those against it have argued justly that those of the Wasteland use our former aircraft and thus the old symbol by swapping out the Enclave symbol for new symbols. This is, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, there's so many aircraft that were left in the world that have the old symbol. We would be creating confusion among pilots on who to shoot down, on who to shoot, and it could increase friendly fire cases. Although those for it have rebuked it by pointing to the NCR and other nations who have painted over the old symbol quite obviously. In the end, it was up to Douglas Granite to decide, and after careful consideration, he decided that your request is granted. Let us fill the clouds with eagles. No to this does not change the insignia on the aircraft models in the game. This is lore/roleplay only. No models in the game are actually changed. Your request is granted. Let the army go rolling along. So we gain some more support, some PP. I'll go with the old insignia. Because I'd say both sides have a thing there for that. Like, both sides make sense. Okay, now can we take... Okay, we can actually take rebuilding a nation now. Let me go with planes first before doing that. Let me get the new tech so that way I can start researching the new tech. So we'll take flight school. And then once our troops get over here, we'll be fighting Lost Hills. Why do you guys have to be in a faction with Lost Hills? Crap. Let me see something real quick. That's Vengeance for Navarro. Okay, so that's within the rebuilding a nation thing. This goes United States of America, support cause, our band of brothers. So Navarro has become home to a unit of Brotherhood volunteers. I like the idea of working with the Brotherhood. Lost Hills become a puppet of New Reno. Lost Hills become owner and controller of Lost Hills. Okay, so this is how we can force them into puppetry. So that's not bad either. We need rebuilding a nation to be able to start taking this, and then we can have them, because I think we can puppet them and then annex them later on. But I do like the idea of joining hands with them, because, you know, they are a very technological nation. So I guess that means we're just not going to be going to war against the San Francisco chapter right now. Which, this doesn't go away, though. So once we puppet them, we can go to war against them and not have to take out... Okay, I had to pause because that was definitely copywritten. Return of the Air Force. The power of an Air Force is terrific when there is nothing to oppose it. Winston Churchill. Yep, we own this guy. So I actually forgot about this. I had a little speech here for when we took in the NCR as, like, you know, president of the new United States. My fellow Americans, for 2 centuries, this nation has crawled through the ashes, scattered, broken, and afraid. The bombs took our cities, our government, and our faith in one another, but they did not take our spirit. Today, the Enclave stands before the world, not as conquerors, but as restorers. The new California Republic, brave, stubborn, survivors of the Western frontier, has agreed to join us in rebuilding what was lost, not as subjects, but as citizens. Together, we will forge a new America, one guided by the wisdom of the old world and strengthened by the lessons of the new. The Enclave will bring technology, the NCR will bring people, and together we will bring hope. From the Pacific coast to the ruins of the capital, the stars and stripes will rise again, not as a relic of war, but as a promise of peace. We are one nation, one people, one America, reborn. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. And that is my official address to the new people of the United States of America. I almost forgot about that I did that. It's very beautiful. That's my official address, guys. Okay, I'm gonna move these guys off the border of the new God, the words are hard. The San Francisco chapter. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna take out White Legs more than likely. That sounds like the plan, which I'm actually putting these guys in different areas now. Switching you guys up.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Oh, there's actually there's a vault here. There's Vault 24. Ooh, ooh.
Enclave here.
You guys aren't in a faction, are you? Let me make sure real quick. Okay, you aren't. They're just at war with New Cannon, which apparently has been holding so well against them. Oh wait, I didn't notice this over here. We had these islands here that are on a different little thing. There we go. Perfect. Oh, what are we insufficient on? Oh my God, we're insufficient on a lot. Oh my Jesus. Okay. Where did our factories go? We have a collapsed economy. Oh my God. I need a new economy, guys. So revive the Federal Reserve. Okay. Yeah, I need to do that. Well, we need to finish flight school. And then we need to do that. Which honestly, I could probably take the White Legs super easily with them because most of their troops, it'll be like when we fought the 80s. Because the 80s were in a war, so most of their troops were on their main front, and then we just kind of like walked in from behind and it was like, yep, hello, how you doing? Oh God, I didn't look at my decisions yet either. Oh my God, let's see what we have going on here. Ah, here we go, the Legion marches. With the fall of New California, the greatest opponent of the Legion lies in ashes. Who is going to stop Caesar in his bid to conquer the wastes? So yeah, this is what I was talking about that I saw before. So this is for securing the borders. And then raiders. The collapse of New California has left our territories ripe to raiders. This will not be solved until we restore law or order. So what do we need? So underfunded justice system. And then does not have the national spirit, anarchy. Okay. So let's install police forces. It's fine power grids. Restore civilian relief for 60 days. We gain legitimacy. Okay, let's restore that. We can't construct any of that right now. We can't construct anything right now. Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really don't know if I'm gonna read all these. I'm probably gonna have them all come back up, but there's no way I read all of that. Oh, strike Lost Hills. Do 1,200 PP. It grants us claims on and a war goal for Lost Hills core territories. That is nuts, dude. 1,200 PP for that? Okay, we'll do these. We'll read too, for sure. We'll read those, but the other ones are just military bases. And oh my God, is that like some crazy amount of military bases? We'll see what they give, and if they give us something crazy, then we'll probably read them. Okay, let's do these. Those ones we'll definitely read though. I gotta remember which ones those were. Oh my God. I knew this was going to be a mess and a half when I did this, but it is what it is. Once these cities come back up, though, we should be making good money. Okay, nothing could stop the U.S. Air Force. That's a crazy looking bomber right there, dude. The Enclave was always the masters of the sky. From our very return to the shores of America, we operated vertibirds that allowed us to strike at targets with impunity and deploy strike teams at a moment's notice. Now, however, the times have changed with our expanding military, and the Air Force is rapidly outgrowing its vertibird fleet, and many wasteland nations are starting to grasp the finer points of flight, even if it is just a glider launched off a Brahmin cart. Air Force commanders have gotten out ahead of this and begun a recruiting campaign promising wages, technical skill training, and the chance to soar above the clouds in aircraft rather than slog it out on the ground. They further expanded the scope of their operations, taking on both the decisive and pragmatic approach to aviation. Who exactly were we bombing with vertibirds? So we get pragmatic aviation and mechanical know-how. And 2,000 manpower. Nice. Okay. We need rebuilding a nation. Like ASAP. Oh my god. I'm just gonna save some of my PP still a little bit here. So our borders still should be good. And secure. Oh. Sac City remnants. So I think this is one of the... Oh yeah, so after the fall of Navarro, many survivors tried their luck at integrating into the NCR. While a large number were found out and arrested, many more successfully began their new lives in Sac City. Those people and their descendants have now petitioned us to rejoin the Enclave. Welcome back. Okay, nice. We got the armed crafts for the canoes. Dude, I love the battle. I love the idea of a battle barge. That sounds awesome. Okay. Oh, we need to do the engines first before we can actually take the monoplanes and stuff. I see. Okay. So we need to take monoplanes, which we have 150 air experience. I don't think we can... I think these are just straight up how they are. I don't think we can change them, like, with the payloads and stuff. So I think we could spend a little bit of air experience to get these quicker. It's only a few days quicker. That's actually not that much of a bonus for spending that much air XP. Oh, yep. Caesar's legion's at war against these, the Estados Unidos Americanos. And I like how they actually are using the actual Mexican flag. That's kind of cool. So they're like us. They're like the old Mexican government. I guess they came back. They went to power. They don't look like they're having a good time, though. Now, I'm hoping that our... Oh, wait, no, they're an ally of them. Oh. Skynet's at war against the Legion. But it doesn't look like they're doing too hot, at least in the north. This could be really, really bad for us. I'm not gonna lie. This fight against the Legion could be a very tough one or a very easy one. Because we've seen some like templates here and there from some of them. But at the same time, they could be pretty decent. Okay, I need some other stuff here. I'm gonna take a look around real quick. Let's go with this. So static anti-air defense factor, so we can get some higher anti-air defense stuff going too. Puerto Rico liberated. Or Puerto Rico. Jesus. Oh my god. Puerto. Oh my god. Dude, it's been like an hour. And I'm still just over here like, oh. Like, I need to wake up. Rebuilding a nation, the president and the people. For over 200 years, the Enclave president has wielded a great amount of power within the organization, if not all, with a Congress only given an advisory role and lacking any true power as the legislative branch. But times have changed rapidly. We are no longer a limited military organization, but a government. How will the role of the president change in the future? It will take a strong people to bring peace to America. So we get the ruler party will now be called Douglas Granite, plus 50 PP. It will take a strong president to bring peace to America. So, okay, so the ruler party either way becomes Douglas Granite. But we can get more popularity. Okay, let's do that. So are we not, I guess we're not intellectuals anymore? Wait, we're in control of two parties now. We're intellectuals, but we're also the president. I'm so confused by that. I'm not gonna lie. And then please, please, God, oh my God, look at that. How's that bad? I know we lose legitimacy. Oh, I did not realize I was unpaused. Oh, gee. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, oh, that is PTSD inducing there. Okay. Oh, let's read. I should have gotten some more water. Vanity of the Wasteland. Currently, we occupy the former New California Republic, New Reno, and the Mojave, and many more lesser parts of the Wasteland. But there are monoliths from ages past built through all of U.S. history. Most of them are in ruins. Restoring them will take a lot of time, manpower, and resources. We currently do not have many. Even when we manage to complete them, we will gain mostly only prestige and nostalgia of the old world. What is your decision, Mr. President? Proceed with the restoration of vanity projects. We must rebuild America first. The projects will be completed in the far future after the scope of the mod ends. Few laser rifles and never hurt anyone, right? I like the idea of doing vanity projects too. Protest in Stockton. In the city of Stockton, a crowd of people have formed, too sudden and organized to be a spontaneous occurrence, especially considering the banners unfurled and the slogans chanted a brave few souls flying NCR flags as the crowd grows and marches on. Protests have broken out in the ex-NCR state. Many have taken to the streets demanding the return of elections and democracy to the NCR territories. Vague and meaningless promises will do. So 75% of nothing will happen, 25% chance of get the protest turns into riots. We lose legitimacy, comply with their demands. Let's see what happens. We're going to take this. So vague and meaningless promises will do. Our new vice president. Oh, wait. Do we not get Hayes, or is it just like depending? As part of the reconstruction, Douglas Granite has decided to appoint a vice president, a power reserved to the president pursuant to the 28th Amendment, to help manage the nation's divisions. Lynette would help reach an accommodation with the Citizens League and promote their dream of a managed democracy where there is a place for everyone so long as they are in their place. Congressman Hayes would represent an accommodation with the New World Party, a promise that the reunited United States will continue to stumble towards greater equality and freedom for all Americans. But in his darkest moments, Douglas Granite wonders if Americans are ready for democracy. Perhaps the president should continue to manage the nation with a firm partner at his side. Sergeant Dornan has been invaluable since the fall of Navarro, and nobody would dare to challenge his orders. So I will not make this decision lightly. Unlocks decisions to appoint the vice president. Dude, that's going to be hard. Because it's like, do we get democracy? But the issue with democracy is on how the United States currently is. We're very newly formed. There's a lot of decisions that I feel like would hurt. Bureaucracy in this situation would hurt a lot, especially, I mean, the NCR is a perfect example of that. On how bureaucracy in an apocalyptic situation like this hurts. But at the same time, depending on who you have in power in a more dictatorship style or authoritarian style, could also hurt. That turns into who can you feel make the best decision. But I feel like if you keep it kind of like the idea of how it is now with a president, you still have Congress, you still have a vice president. Like, you're not the only one technically making decisions. There's still some kind of checks and balances going on. I guess it's kind of like how a president during wartime can stay, like, they could suspend elections and stay in power to the end of the war. Because I think Churchill did that, right? I want to say Churchill did that, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But I feel like that would make sense, because, you know, you're fighting a war, or, like, you're restoring a nation like we are. Oh, I did not realize our name changed. Oh, that looks... I like that. Enclave Reconstruction Authority. That sounds baller. But it's like, I can understand that viewpoint. There have been... Because, you know, you're making decisions. An election happens. You get voted out. and then the new president comes in, and then they have to be updated on everything. And then, you know, they might not have the same viewpoints, and then things will start falling apart. By its final hours, oh, no, let me see. There have been some upsides to the fall of the NCR. By its final hours, the nation was run by an oligarch alliance between Brahmin barons and the caravan companies who turned the NCR's democracy into a joke. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. They managed to suppress dissent in much of the NCR by buying up or otherwise dealing with hostile reporters, and pushed the NCR Senate to pass legislation clamping down on what could and couldn't be published. The fall of the NCR has given writers room to breathe, while the American promise is to many a breath of fresh air. For all the chaos, there's a feeling in the air, a whisper of old world blues and new world hopes. I like that. A whisper of old world blues. Look, they said it. They said it. They said the thing. Time will tell whether this will turn into an American spring or a nuclear winter. Add free press. Ugh. To justify war goal time plus 20% is horrendous. Offensive war penalty stability modifier minus 20%. That's also horrendous. And daily people support goes up. The free press will be watching your actions closely. We're trying to rebuild the United States. We're gonna have to go to war against stuff, people. The disloyal opposition. One of the greatest surprises of the past few years is that Granite C. Hayes, a old world apologist and Dayglow mayor, has begun fighting with President Douglas Granite. Hayes adores the old world and made his political career talking about the need to return to the ways of the old world. Of course, our occupation has softened his once hardline stance somewhat. Hayes has spoken out in support of ghoul rights, greater aid for impoverished wastelanders, and even of the need to respect the tribals. This morning, Hayes took to New California Public Radio to announce the formation of a new political party, a New World Party, and that he will push for greater rights for all Americans. He's also criticized the hawkish military attitudes of the Enclave's elite, opting for the casual, alternative ways of all good Murphy of New California. Ironically, this makes Hayes the best between New California and New America, and he has some thoughts on his on this indefinite military rule. This isn't how democracy was supposed to go. The People's Party will now be called the New World Party. Granite C. Hayes becomes the leader of the People's Party. So, if we put a new president in power, do we lose technically, or do we just have a new president? Huh. The end of the Reformers. With the Enclave's rule expanding across Nevada and the destruction of the diehard purists, Douglas Granite has become a president in fact, as well as name. Douglas Granite's supporters no longer call themselves Reformers, for they are no longer just Enclave scientists and officers, but include Brahmin barons, casino owners, caravanners, salvagers, vault dwellers, and even a few couriers. The few couriers. This is a problem. All of these people have different dreams and visions for America. Douglas Granite can keep them united for now by saying his priority is Reconstruction, but this will not last forever. And if Douglas Granite stands for nothing, then what will he fall for? Democracy seems a lot messier than the old book said. So the Intellectuals Party will now be called the Reconstruction Party. Gains end of the Reformers, which grants minus 0.33 daily intellectual support. Okay. The game does not want the intellectuals to stay in power is what's going on right now. With the liberation of California, I actually want to see something real quick before we continue with that. Because I know we have... Oh, no. No! Our reformer propaganda got changed. That's what got changed to free press. Why did you do this to me, game? No. No. Okay, yeah. The game really doesn't want us to be, like, to have this in power now. Oh my god. Who's out here gaining power like crazy then? There's a lot of daily changes for the New World Party. Hayes is trying to take power from us. We gotta politically assassinate Hayes in the game. Let me say that. Yeah, I know I know what's been going on in the world here lately. Yeah, no, I'm not advocating for anything, people. Do not put political stuff down in the comments, because I will remove it. A world of tyranny and serfdom. With the liberation of California, America's cause seems brighter than it has in 200 years. But there are those opposed to the belief that all men are created equal. Caesar's Legion and the Brotherhood, guided by unholy contempt for the human race, have formed an alliance against us. They know that if left unchecked, the United States will save this country, and so they've asked for war. That is, oh, and they're going to get it. I love how Caesar's Legion guarantees 80s when the 80s are already dead. The enemies of America have begun to gather against you. They will prepare to solidify their alliance and move upon us and move upon you. Haha! I was one step ahead of you, Caesar's Legion. I need to take out White Legs just in case they do it with the White Legs, though, because that could be an issue if they do it with the White Legs. The national anthem. Dude, I thought that said Lockheed Martin for a second, and I was about to be stoked. But it's Lock Reed. I wonder if this is supposed to be like a play on Lockheed Martin. Skunk Cake works. Because I saw Lock and then E, and I was like, Lockheed Martin? Oh, where am I investing my caps into stocks here? The national anthem. The United States must choose a national anthem. Some say we should stick with the Star-Spangled Banner, or perhaps the battle cry of freedom. But Secret Service spies in the Boneyard found a hollow disc at a pre-war bar called The Eagle by a singer named RuPaul. Her song's American is a hit with the troops, for she's the stars and stripes flying high, red, white, and blue. She is me and you. She's American through and through. That's sick. I like that. Oh, man. I feel like in a new age America could go RuPaul. Because, you know, not everything's going to be the same as previous United States. But we could just keep that legacy flying with the Star-Spangled Banner, Yet Waves. You know what? Star-Spangled Banner, Yet Waves. Let's do it. And then Lock Reed, Skunk Works. So, what? Okay, let me see if one of these causes this real quick. We found something. Our patrols in the Boneyard are reporting back that they found a fortified entrance for Vault 33 by what was once the Santa Monica Pier at first. We didn't believe them, but the local command dispatched a small team to investigate. And yes, there's a massive fortified vault door right on the beach next to the Santa Monica Pier with a big number 33 on the front. Checking our records, 33 along with 32 and 31 were apparently scrubbed from our records on an order of a Senator Junior Vice President of Vault Tech. The fact that there's even a vault on the beach next to the Pacific Ocean. I'm trying to think. I swear I've seen images of this before. In what was once the home territory of the Master is baffling. Maybe he was saving it as a strategic reserve, or was he just ignorant of a massive vault door right in his backyard? Of course, the bigger question is, how did we miss this? So that's opening the door. So I'm wondering if that led to this. Because we get jet fighter, jet attack plane, jet attack planes. So it's 2 jet attack planes. I'm guessing one's a fighter, one's a CAS, and a jet bomber. Let me look at my stuff here. Oh, dang. Okay, so that's up here. So that's in this area. Oh, we can actually get, like, the naval patrol and stuff, and then, like, tactical destruction. That's actually sweet. So we have bomber interceptor. We have maritime jet fighter, and then we have light jet fighter, which I'm assuming is just an interceptor. Because, let's see, range is 900. Range is only 750 on the normal one. Oh, because it's lighter, so I guess I can go far. So 16 on air attack. What about air defense? 15. Oh, they're both pretty much the same, though. Okay, so the light one has less speed. Costs a bit more. and has a little bit less agility, even though I guess it's considered light. I kind of like the light one though. We might go with that too. Organizations request increased production capacity. Request build more military factories. I don't know how long I'd have on that. Oh my god. Because we don't have any civs right now to do builds. The various economical partners established in our trade hubs have submitted a request to increase our military production capabilities. If we are to fulfill those demand or increased quotas, our economic estimates 349 military factories will be required. If these demands are fulfilled, they promise to increase trading tariffs as well as some under the table rewards for being so kind. How many? So I'm guessing it says it's saying military factories. You need 349. How many mills do we have currently? $291. Dude, they want me to build like 60 mills. That is crazy. How long do I have? I'm gonna say yes, because I think either way, we'd kind of get hit by that. But that is honestly absolutely nuts. I kind of wish we took a lot of their research, but we didn't. Or at least like some research bonuses for taking in the NCR, like we did. The Davy Rocket, or the Davy Crockett weapon system. That's kind of funny. Let's upgrade our rocket launchers here. Okay, so yeah. Wait, that was a jet. Wait, was I looking at the wrong thing? Wait, I think I was. I was looking at jet bombers. No, that's a jet fighter. And these are jet tac planes. Am I blind? Did I not see? Oh, jet fighter. Okay, yeah, I am just blind. I looked at these three and was like, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Dude, oh my god. Our production is awful right now. Once we can actually get our economy back up and running, though, it'll help a lot with the Federal Reserve. Add no wait. What? Why did we just lose our formal training? I am so confused. Are they forcing me? I guess it's just forcing me to take other, like, to go down the national focuses for them, I'm assuming. Oh, God. Lannis goes west. Okay, let me see. I'll read Lannis goes west first. So Lannis is... Oh, and the Caesar's Legion just took over Lannis's territory. And then I guess he's west over here, because if you remember, towards the end of New Vegas, when you fight Caesar's Legion, like in their camp, Lannis is there. So that means it's getting close. It's definitely getting close to the Battle of Hoover Dam and stuff. So Lannis goes west. Legate Lannis, monster of the east and conqueror of 19 tribes, have come west, following the conclusion of a bloody military campaign in New Mexico and Colorado, which saw the Legion subsume the tribes of Dog City and Twin Mothers. The legate has reportedly arrived on the eastern bank of the Colorado River to command the Legion's massed forces there. One of Caesar's most highly respected and feared military commanders, the arrival of the legate and his eastern cohort signifies a new level of intensity in the Legion's campaign in the Mojave and beyond. Caesar has found his hammer against the west. So that's going to be kind of But I feel like I'm definitely glad I built up a massive stockpile, at least, of some of our stuff in mills before taking over the NCR. Because we would be hurting way more otherwise if we go to war without our economy being fully back up. Opening the door to 33. A vault was a Pandora's box, and any number of horrors could await inside. Dude, talking about this, like the horrors waiting inside. back in New Vegas, I can't remember the vault number on it, but that one vault that you can go into and the plants have taken over, and there's like those plant people hybrid monsters that like hide in the foliage and like jump out and attack you. And you have to use like you can use VATS to kind of get around that though. You just spam VATS and it'll like target them in the like hiding in the foliage. But it makes me think of that, dude, when I think of horrors inside of a vault. That vault instantly always comes to mind, no matter what. Anything could be down there. A horrible experiment gone awry. Dude, this is making me want to replay Fallout New Vegas so bad. So bad. Fallout Day was a day ago or 2 days ago now. And I think it was 15 years anniversary, I think, of Fallout New Vegas. And a lot of people are hoping that they'll like shadow drop a remastered Fallout New Vegas. I'm not gonna lie, I would play that so much. Like, so much, dude. Oh my, I would probably 100% it like I did in the past when I was younger, because I 100%ed Fallout New Vegas when I was younger. Mutated monsters beyond imagination, or because it's next to the ocean. The thing is filled with mirelurks. Regardless, the army was not taking any chances. A whole company of power armored troops with vertebrate support took up positions outside the vault, all weapons trained on the door as technicians worked on the override code for the door. Watch it open, and there just be a bunch of people that step out. Wait, is this from the Fallout show? Right? Is it? I can't remember. I recognize this image. Because I thought that at first when it said the vault on the beach. But then I thought it was in the desert, but then I was like, wait, maybe the ocean dried up and turned into a desert. Or like went back, I don't know. God, where was I now? What was curious was there was no exposed console to open the vault with, only a small repeating signal asking for confirmation of an authorized vault tech administrator, though for the Enclave that was no issue. And using override codes, the door opened with a shutter and rolled open. Weapons were primed and miniguns on the vertebrates were spooled up, and then nothing. A heavily armed team moved slowly forward when there came a movement from inside. 3 individuals in vault suits appeared, dazed and confused, and upon seeing the number of soldiers, pointed weapons at them, terrified. Well, that's a relief. So it was people inside. Entering Vault 33. We've gotten a report back from Vault 33. So Vault 33 should be... Is it up here? Where's Vault 33 actually at? Because I swear, they usually show the vaults, right? Like on the map? Huh. Yeah, see, I'm not seeing Vault 33 anywhere. I know some vaults show, but I guess not all of them. I'm a little sad by that, not gonna lie. Okay. So we've gotten a report back from Vault 33. It seems as if the vault was a control vault of sorts, though there seemed to be some benign experiment. 33 is a part of a network alongside Vault 31 and 33 that are interconnected. By passageways that separate from them internally. Oh, so yeah, this is from the Fallout show. Oh my god. Like I said, I couldn't remember the number, but I recognized that image, so it is, yeah. According to Overseer Hank McLean, this allowed them to contain threats, but also allowed them to come to each other's aid in times of need. What those threats are, we are not sure. And curiously, the vault seems to have no form of vault security. Even the most basic of control vaults had some degree of security. While the vault was an armory, or has an armory, there are no traces that vault security was ever stood up. Before we could ask further, Overseer McLean spoke about how the vault was still recovering from a plague and had hoped that perhaps we could provide food and medical services. So wait, so did we make it to the vault before the raiders did? Is that what happened? To help the still traumatized vault dwellers, and a request has been sent up through the appropriate channels. Curiously, when asked about the other vaults, Overseer McLean began rather cagily, and our officers notes that McLean himself doubts our claim to be representatives of the United States government. He claims 31 and 32 are on lockdown after emergency signal was sent when we forced the door open, but wouldn't give details on how to lift it. Eventually, we managed to get the tunnels that led to 32 from the overseer's daughter, Lucy, and our troops will report back when they've made contact. Meh, vaults are weird. Oh, yep, so this is what happened with Vault 32. Upon arriving at Vault 32, several of the soldiers noted strange sounds coming from beyond the vault door, but didn't think anything of it. 200-year-old vaults were filled with odd sounds. The technicians worked at the console as the door came alive, lights flashing and everything. The soldiers chatted idly as the door opened. An officer straightened out their uniforms. As the door opened, they were met with a full-blown riot. Weapons fire was being exchanged. There were bodies hanging over the railings, and parts of the vault were on fire. The soldiers stared in shock as eventually someone finally noticed that the door had opened and that a group of soldiers were standing there staring back at them. For a brief moment, everything stood still as no one knew exactly what to do. We're from the government and we're here to help? We're from the government and we're here to help? Like, what do you do in that situation? Do you just start blasting? Report on the riot at Vault 32. Mr. President, our contact team has managed to stabilize Vault 32, though the reports there were a few casualties on the side of Vault dwellers who tried to attack the contact team. Yeah, no surprise, Vault suits do not protect against lasers and miniguns. After settling the population down, a simple search found several bodies lynched in the Vault's overseer, Overseer Jackson, dead and tied up in the office. The soldiers in the vaults have separated the dwellers of Vault 32 into their rooms and are keeping a watchful eye on them, as well as bringing in emergency medical aid for anyone who are wounded or near death. Graffiti on the walls and speaking to a few members rant about management and how they are just rats for Vault 31. Curiously, checking records, it seems Vault 32's overseer was a member of Vault 31 as well as Overseer McLean. Get in Vault 31 now. Vault 31 breach. Not taking any chances, Rangers were called in alongside with a platoon of enforcers in heavy armor. They had distinct orders to subdue anyone who tried to resist, and should they continue to resist, put down if needed. As Vault 31's doors opened, the Rangers clicked off the safety of their laser rifles as the enforcers readied their riot guns. When the door was wide enough for one of the Rangers to get through, they all filed in fast. The enforcers followed as soon as the door was wide enough, expecting something similar to Vault 32 or worse. What they weren't expecting was a single corridor, no atrium, nothing. The group continued down the corridor before rounding a few corridors and discovering a massive chamber filled with cryo suspension tubes. Yep, because all the leaders were frozen from pre-war time, and I guess were just let out, like individually to like take control of stuff. They all stared in confusion, and when they heard the small whirling of a robot and turned to see a strange robot with a brain in a jar rolling up. What? What the? Who are you? Why are you in my vault? Asked the robot. The soldiers and rangers looked at each other before the lead ranger spoke up. Enclave Rangers, identify yourself. The three vaults. From the testimony of Vault 32 survivors, the guarded nature of Overseer McLean, and this fiasco from Vault 31, it seems that something bigger is going on in these vaults, rather than just an experiment in cooperation. Yeah, because aren't these like... These were members of Vault Tech, right? Or of like some big company. It's been a minute since I've watched the Fallout show. I might have to rewatch it now. Honestly, I'm kind of wanting to rewatch it because the season 2 of the Fallout show drops December 16th, I believe. And I honestly can't wait for that. I'm gonna be watching that like crazy. We've awoken all those in Vault 31 and placed them in Vault 32 under the watch of military police. While the 32 survivors are being sent to Vault 32, we've also sent members of Vault 33 to Vault 32 until we can figure out what the hell is going on. Curiously, It seems that the tiny robo-brain in Vault 31 is Bud Askins, the senior junior vice president who ordered the 3 vaults scrubbed from records. He's been quarantined at Vault 31 because he tried to lock our breaching team into the vault. It did not occur to that little guy that maybe you shouldn't threaten the heavily armed military strike team. Question is, what now? Get me the Department of Justice. When the man comes around. When the man comes around. While the military was still serving as primary means of security and control in the vaults, several members of the vaults noticed several members that clearly weren't rank and file. Hours later, it became clear who they were. U.S. Marshals heralding the arrival of Felix Grayson. The old lawman arrived in Vault 33 and began asking senior members born and raised in Vault 33 and 32 about their lives in the vaults. Before making his way for Vault 32, he had been briefed that every member of Vault 31 was from pre-war, kept in cryostasis. By default, were U.S. citizens as far as the law was concerned. He made way for the Vault 32 Overseer's office. Pulling out some folded papers from his suit, he spoke over the vault's loudspeakers. To the members of Vault 31, I am Felix Grayson, Attorney General of the Enclave of the United States. Your government and in my hands is a warrant to question every one of you, as well as search any and all records of all 3 vaults as part of my investigation. I will ask for your cooperation, and I assure you that your rights as outlined in the Constitution will be protected. The quicker you comply, the quicker we can see this done, and you can lead relatively normal lives either here in Vault 32 or on the surface. I will ask Hank McLean to please come to the 32 Overseer's office for questioning. As he finished, one of his marshals spoke up. Sir, don't you think they'll try and take advantage of their rights and stymie your efforts? Grayson chuckled. I've read the reports. These are pre-war executive assistants. Yeah, they are used to cushy lifestyles and being above the law. I've squared off with Rangers and Vault City types. I assure you, it's not. The choices we make. Grayson clicked through the terminal on Vault 32 Overseer's desk, reading correspondence between the late Overseer Jackson, Vault 33, and Bud Atkins in Vault 31. Even this casual scrolling was enlightening into what he was readily understanding was a eugenics project cooked up by the junior vice president. However, he wanted to hear from one of the men himself, and hearing some grunts, Grayson shuffled some papers on his desk. 2 marshals manhandled in McLean, who clearly didn't want to be brought to the overseer's office. Grayson smiled as McLean was placed in the seat. The 33 overseer somewhat surprised to see the gray suit lawman before him. All you had to do was comply. I didn't want to send the marshals to get you. What is this? The marshals? Who are you? Demanded McLean. I told you, Felix Grayson, Attorney General of the... No, you're not. There is no Enclave of the United States. The United States is dead. Enough with this charade. Who are you? Grayson chuckled. You know, I get that from raiders a lot, however. Despite your beliefs, the United States does exist, and we have returned to reclaim our nation from the anarchy of the Great War. Now, I will ask for cooperation, and as you are afforded certain rights under the Constitution, I am to inform you that not being formally charged at this time, I am just trying to figure out the hell is going on here. The man himself. McLean was less than helpful, or rather, he was hiding something. He seemed incapable of believing that Grayson was the Attorney General or that the Enclave of the United States government survived the Great War. However, as Grayson continued to interrogate him, it became clear that McLean wasn't the one in charge, not a pawn, but he was taking orders, mentioning the name Bud Askins. Clammed McLean up. The Grayson figured it was high time he talked to the real man in charge. Entering Vault 31, Grayson made his way to the executive suites where Askins was being held, immobilized on a trash can. Askins was continuously talking to himself, which Grayson noted wasn't too uncommon for robo-brains. Because I think robo-brains don't have internal thoughts. I think that's why they talk, like you hear them talking to themselves a lot because they can't internalize their thoughts because they're technically a brain and a robot. So because they are thoughts. So like anything they think will come out of the robot. I think that's how the robo brains are designed in the lore. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I do think that's how that works. Because there are different versions of robo brains um, that you do see in Fallout lore. Because some are older, some are newer, stuff like that. Mr. Atkins, Felix Grayson, Attorney General. I want a lawyer, responded Bud snarkily. Mr. Askins, you're not being charged. I just have a few questions. That's the law's way of trying to get around you having a lawyer sometimes. They'll be like, "Oh, you're not being charged." No, no, no. We just have a few questions for you. The moment they say questions for you, just clamp down. I want a lawyer. And the sooner you answer them, the sooner you'll be released. I can even see to it that you receive a new body for your troubles. One more mobile. Yeah, this is all a liar here. He just wants that information. He's lying to you. There was some silence from Bud. Go on. Mr. Atkins, what is the purpose of the 3 vaults our records were? Incomplete. Of course, if you are the government, you outsourced the survival of this country to the private sector, to Vault Tech. Anyone alive even knew it was insane to keep a failed nation alive, so I kept Vault Tech alive instead. A well-trained staff of highly supervised junior executives for my own assistant training program, because the future of humanity comes down to one word: management. Grayson nodded. Management? Management! So spoke Grayson. The other 2 vaults, they were just peons, a drone force to work for your whim? What? No. When you put it like that, it sounds downright morally questionable, Bud exclaimed, aghast. There are breeding pool, HRR&D, made manifest. Genetically selected to breed with my buds to create a class of superior managers, people with positivity, people who make lemonade, people who will monopolize the earth. Mr. Askins, did this grand plan take into account the pre-war government? Asked Grayson. The Enclave? Bud laughed again. With this Enclave, a fairy tale, small-minded patriotism. There was no Enclave, never was, never will be. The ideas that the government was hiding out on some oil rig was made up to keep little flag wavers' spirits up. You know, I was born on that rig, raised on it. I didn't see dry land until I was already a man. The Enclave can't be real. Grayson smirked. I regret to inform you, your eugenics experiment has come to an end. I will see to it that you are compensated by the robotics division for your trouble. Good day, Mr. Askins. Gets event. Technically, they did nothing wrong. Okay. Technically, they did nothing wrong. That's it. That's all you got, Granite said. Looking at the report on his desk. Unethical, yes. Are they hiding something? Without question. However, aside from the riot in Vault 32, Bud and his buds, Airbud, did nothing wrong. Sure, they misled the population of 2 whole vaults and used them as breeding pools in a massive eugenics experiment. But compared to some Vault Tech records I've gone over, this has to be the most benign experiment I've ever seen, spoke Grayson. Not gonna lie, it's very true. Well, what about this whole monopolize the wasteland, pointed out Granite. I mean, that's just words. I've spoken with Mr. Atkins. I think he's just now coming to grips with the reality that the Enclave was real in his mind. The nation was dead, and he and his buds would inherit the earth. Sure, he has no legal merit, but as far as I know, they never attempted this. Pre-crime is not a crime as far as the law is concerned. I don't trust them. Why didn't they tell us from the start? Keep an eye on them. Yes, sir. Man. Oh. I like that, though. That was kind of great. Oh, this is actually the last thing we have for intermediate until we get into sophisticated for engineering. Oh, no, never mind. We still have pulse code modulation, so we'll take that to kind of try to finish that off. I think we only have a war goal against San Francisco chapter. Yeah. Dude, that was kind of crazy. I like that, though. I like that a lot. So now Raiders here. Raiders blow up a bridge. Raiders strike a settlement. Raiders strike an armory. Ah. And then, yeah, the Legion marches. Boost the civilian economy. I guess so. Yeah, we'll take that. It gives us some more civs and stuff, but I don't think that's going to, like, really help us right now. There's Vault 22. This is in New Vegas. We need to take New Vegas, too. Reclaim the Declaration of Independence. We need at least 25 of CVB-02 vertipirds stored in stockpile. Ooh, okay. So they need to be stored in stockpile. So there's the 50. So let's replace the M249 with the 50 here. Now if I could find the 50. Oh, there it is. Like I always say, man, I am blind. Okay, let's raise our production efficiency cap now, because we're not getting any new factories in for a minute. And let's do resource efficiency gain. Oh, nope, that's just that. So we have some naval stuff here, some air command stuff. Drop, shock, and roll. So that's for paratroopers. Ground attack factor. I might take that. Because that does get us some extra ground attack, which could help us a lot. Ground support, ground attack factor. Oh, so we actually have 2 of these. Okay, we'll take both of these right now then. Because that'll kind of stack decently well, I'd want to say. Okay, so a lot of these are about to finish. Like I said, I'm probably not going to read all that. Oh, I could ban free press. Stability loss is based on popularity of people faction. We actually only lose 2% stability. Dude, let's save real quick. Oh, I like how our flag changed. I didn't even realize our flag changed right there. Ban free press. Man, we got to retake the world, man. I can't be having free press, like, messing me up this bad. So we're just going to do it. Goodbye, free press. Oh, thank God. Okay. The new economic policy. Now that we have reestablished the Federal Reserve, there's some debate about the fate of New California's currency. If we declare the NCR dollar to be worthless, we can bankrupt some of our greatest foes and distribute their assets to the Enclave's friends and comrades. Or we can allow people to convert their NCR currency into American dollars, ensuring an orderly transition. So let's see. If we ban the NCR dollar, what does that do? So bankrupt the merchant houses, which isn't that bad, actually. It's actually pretty good, but we lose 5% legitimacy. Replace worthless currency with US dollar, and then replace worthless wages with standard wages. Allow for an orderly conversion. So base stability plus 5% worthless currency with... Wait, what? With NCR dollars, worthless wages... So wait, are we keeping NCR dollars? Or are we not letting them trade it in for United States dollars? Because I'd rather have, like, our own money. With the US, I'd rather have US dollars here. Let me look at that, because it says complete focus. Let me look at the focuses here. So... Oh, so that's only for 365 days that it banks up the merchant houses. Oh, we get more control into the ruler state, too. But popularity of elites and popularity of the people go up here. I want to mandate the US dollar because I don't want to keep the NCR dollar. Even though we do... dude, that gives us money buffs like crazy, though. That's the one thing that sucks, man. Oh, wait, no. We get caps income, caps expenses, and passive cap income higher, too. Oh, yeah. We're mandating the US dollar, then. We'll deal with the aftermath afterwards. So free of bottle caps. Okay, well, we're going to take that next, too. The bull flinched. One would do well to not underestimate the Legion, but the Legion was not a fool, and of itself, for years, the Legion ready to battle with the two-headed bear, a clashing of titans to decide the fate of the Wasteland. Yet, speculators and frumentary returned news that the bear had retreated, and in its place flew the banner of the old world. The stars and stripes now bordered the Colorado as individuals in black power armor with glowing eyes watched the river. Dude, that would be horrifying. Horrifying. Imagine you're on patrol, right? And you're like one of the just basic patrolmen, one of the guardsmen, like on the river. And one day you just see like NCR armor like disappearing off the border, and you're like, what's going on? Like, you know, that you're thinking, oh, they're getting plans to do something. They're getting ready to do something. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's the middle of the night or even during the day, like say it's like dusk when it's kind of dark but kind of light, and all you see are these massive, just black armored figures with glowing eyes looking back at you. Dude, that would be horrifying as a basic rank and file man. Oh my god. Watch the river, and vertibirds soared overhead. The specter of the old world had arisen and claimed ownership of these lands once more. Caesar was ready to face the NCR, but the Enclave, the United States, no. He would wait, build his army more, assimilate more tribes. Until then, he would send an emissary. I think it's supposed to be offering a truce between the two, because this is offering a truce between the two powers. One, he knew both sides would break in time. That's sovereign American territory, Caesar. Get off. So a truce and ceasefire are declared for 2 years. Enter truce with the Enclave Reconstruction Authority until September 2281. Run, Caesar, run. A truce and ceasefire are declared for 2 years. Okay, so either way, we have to have a truce with them for 2 years. Okay, so that's a lot. That's easy. That's a lot easier than I was expecting to happen. But it says he flinched. So maybe there was a chance that he would have actually went to war against us. That's sovereign American territory, Caesar. Get off. Okay, let's do free bottle caps. So that's actually kind of cool, but it does force us into a 2-year ceasefire with them, which honestly helps us a lot. I was kind of prepared to take a fight to Caesar. Oh, so this is, oh, Jesus. Okay. So for 164 days. Hey, we can design an advanced components plant prototype now. Let's do that. God, 20 more days and those cities are back up. Dude, we are massive. Caesar might, I don't know, because Caesar has been pushing them like crazy. But they are pushed back to this river now that has to be assaulted over straits. Oh, but they made it over the straits over here already. Oh. But there's a lot of territory Caesar has to fight across. Especially because these guys are like really robotic here. The Bears Bluff. Oh, okay, so this is one of the factories. Or the airfields, I mean. Okay, we'll read this one actually, because this is about the NCR and their bluff. So when we first invaded California, the NCR Air Force declared they would bomb us to hell and send us to where we belong with the demons of below, only for nothing to happen. This was, of course, due to a part of our lightning warfare. We didn't actually take them through war, so I guess this is just just text if you're like purists and you're gonna take them over, like integrating them. When we rushed for shady sands, but it was also due to the rampant corruption going on at Red Bluff Air Force Base. Prior to the bombs, Red Bluff Air Force Base was in reality an air radar station, which was used for keeping track of those over the horizon and training new pilots in air-to-air combat, with little in terms of a runway and birds to fly. This appears to have been still the case post-war under the NCR. Despite their attempts to turn it into a full-fledged Air Force base, much of the funding provided for the Red Bluff Air Force Base's upgrades by the Bear Force ended up filling the pockets of commanders in charge instead. With the Bear removed and given the reconstruction already at the base, we have turned Red Bluff into our own fully fledged Air Force base, renamed to Red Bluff Air Force Base rather than Air Force Station. The new air base will serve in adding our Air Force to keep the sky. So do we have a radar here and other thing? I wonder. Birthplace of the NCR Air Force. So some of these I'll actually read. Like if it's like this, where it's like birthplace of the NCR and stuff like that, we'll do it. A former air reserve base on the outskirts of the Boneyard, the NCR repaired the base and brought it online and made it the center of their air operations, marking it the birthplace of the NCR Air Force. The same Air Force was promptly smashed when we took California. Looking over the base, the expansion that the NCR undertook is sound, and the air base has decided to upgrade the base from Air Reserve Base to full-fledged Air Force Base. Another addition to our operations as we move east, especially with the Legion sitting just across the Colorado, with the base within range of aircraft, but out of range of Caesar's Frumatarli? Yeah, because I think that's like their Air Force is what they're called. Okay, nice. Nah, I think Caesar is pushing these guys hard. I don't see Skynet possibly winning this. Oh, that's hilarious. So as I'm sitting here, like looking down here, these guys just go to war, I think, because I think that's this. Pirates off California's coast. While never seen as a focus by the NCR government, the NCR Navy did have one purpose that saw it to be funded even as the Army and Air Force took priority. It kept the pirates at bay. I haven't looked at our Navy yet, actually, because I know we took their Navy, but we can't build a Navy ourselves at the moment. Operating from motherships that sailed from Californian ports from further north from Port Mall, seemingly derelict ships at sea, or even those who venture forth from South America. They kept America's coast safe and trade open. Well, now those vessels are at the bottom of the sea, and word has spread far and wide of the collapse in the NCR already. Enclave Intelligence is noting increased signal traffic across the West Coast as those who would prey on shipping are moving to fill the power vacuum left by the deconstruction of the NCR Navy. Surprisingly, which is funny because it's not actually destroyed, the Enclave is no stranger to pirates, having had to fend off multiple attempts to storm the rig by contributing factor to the Navy's demise before the rig went up. If we are to be the representative government of the people, we must ensure that our reach is not just limited to land. That means building up a navy to protect the coast against any threats, as well as protecting trade ships from pirates as well. Pirates, now I've seen everything, but I don't want to build a navy. Well, too bad. I actually kind of like Navy in Hoi4. Okay, so we do actually have a Navy here. And we have a naval commander. Captain Jackson Shepard. That's actually really cool. Could you imagine your admiral walking onto deck in power armor? I feel like that'd be dangerous, man. Your ship gets sunk. You're just sinking to the bottom of the ocean. Which, given, I know a lot of power armor have, like, its own oxygen reserve and stuff. But, man, would that be, like... that'd be rough. Because that'd be a long walk back to shore. Okay, nice. Yeah, we'll use him. Okay, we have no reserve fleet. What do we have here for that we can... Okay, so there's not actually that many naval things that you could take, but they're still pretty good, I want to say. So we have Big Guns Expert, which gives capital ship attack. Safety First, chance to receive critical hits minus 25%, and Ground Pounder. Short Bombardment will be crazy in this because we can go up rivers and stuff. So I'll give Ground Pounder, and then Safety First, since we don't have many ships. This way, we can protect the ships that we do have from getting, demolished. And then engage at low risk. We'll engage at medium risk. Repair priority medium. And then automatic split off. Yeah, we'll keep that enabled. And I'd say that's pretty good. We have 125 naval experience, so we don't really need to... We'll train them up. Why not? We'll train them up. So off the American coast. Look, it's... Never mind. Okay, so nice. So we don't have to do anything with Caesar for a little bit. God, we still have 62 days. We have 60 days until we get our next paycheck in. which we'll get about 100K because we're in the negatives by like 50K. Oh, wait. Yes. Because we banned free press. Oh my god. We could still technically go freedom of speech, honestly. To kind of keep that going there, but I kind of want to go back to reformer propaganda. I'm not going to lie. Because how's our power? We're at 66% right now. Because it's funny, because Douglas Granite, but given, though, the ruler party, which is the president's party, I love that he's the controller of two parties, which kind of makes me laugh here. But is there... I don't think there's one that gives power to the president, right? I don't think there is. Honestly, we're going to go free press then. Because we're going to move from the intellectual party over to the president party anyway. Now, if we go the president party, does that open up... God, what's it called? Oh, yes! We could change off of this. Oh my god. Okay, open markets, made in the USA, Mexica, or Mex-USA trade. Oh, we can't take that yet. Okay. So definitely we're going to go made in the USA because we need to keep a lot of our resources. I don't know, though. Let me see real quick. Because 35%, 50% to market. Because I think we can still use technically what's to market, right? Or does that just get taken out? Not sure. Open market made in the USA. Man, I am like... We get a lot of trade tariffs. Oh, we get even more open market, though, too. Crap, this is such a hard decision to make. Let's just... Oh, I can't take it. Wait, what? Why can I not take this? Is it because of the end bottle cap thing, I wonder? Okay, yeah, these are just like all of those. We'll read the Navy ones and stuff, but these Air Force ones, there's so many different Air Force bases. I'm not going to read all of the Air Force bases. But we'll read some of the fort ones and stuff. So Return of the Seabees, a munitions and storage site for the U.S. Navy in pre-war. Much of it sadly detonated thanks to the bombs of the Great War, leaving behind a ruined husk of the former office buildings and ruined warehouses. However, our civilian engineers and the Navy construction battalions rolled up their sleeves and restored Seal Beach to its prime. Almost as if the bombs never fell. The lessons learned and the techniques deployed can be rapidly put forward towards other naval base and dockyard construction projects, allowing us to build them in record time. Freedom Ahoy, so reduces naval refit costs. Defending California. So Camp San Luis was slated for expansion on the eve of the Reconstruction Wars. We knew war was coming, and many smaller bases in California were expanded to defend the homeland from a communist invasion. Unfortunately, those dastardly Chinese attacked Alaska instead of California. Wait, can we retake Alaska? I never looked at that. No, not really, no. Big sad. Oh, God. Okay, that's kind of rough. Like they're supposed to. Thus, the expanded Fort San Luis was left with nothing to show for all our preparations, and as the invasion of China drew more men and women into the war, it was boarded up and left to the ages as the bombs fell. Post-war, the NCR used it as a headquarters of their Southwest Command, using it both alongside Fort Roberts to keep an eye on pirates in the area, and as bulwark should be Brotherhood attempts to cut off access to trade routes to the Xi. This meant that, thankfully, we didn't have to do much in restoring the base. Commies never do what they're supposed to do. So it gives a boost to Army Organization and Special Forces caps. Rebuilding Fort Cord. One of the oldest Army installations in California, the base was partially abandoned in the late 20th century before the Army took back command in the site and rebuilt it as a training and defensive hardpoint against the communist menace that invaded Alaska. It and the city of Monterey were hit hard during the war, with Monterey being all but abandoned by the NCR as it became a haven for raiders and slavers until the NCR army came in and wiped the city off the map. They occupied the remains of Fort Ord for some time before pulling units out to other locations. We've since restored the base to full working order, both to keep a watchful eye for any hostile Shi activity, as well as to provide a garrison for our forces on the western edge of California. So same thing there. I'm thinking about the caps because we had this going for like 300 days or like over 200 days or something like that. I don't know. I'm thinking about giving myself like 200K just to make up for that, because that was money that we should have made, but because of the bug last episode, we didn't make it. And I'm thinking about actually doing that, but I also don't. I feel like it could technically be a cheat in quotations, but I need money, and like I said, that was something that happened, like because of the bug. Marine Corps Logistics Barstow, situated east of Barstow. MCLB Barstow was a vital node in the defense of California, as all military rail routed right to it. So one thing I like about reading a lot of these bases, I know a lot of them are old bases, some of them are technically new bases past like our modern time. Being prior Army myself, it is kind of cool reading some of these bases that are from like millennia ago in the Fallout world. But then reading about some of the like Army bases and stuff, I do dig it. It's really cool to me. Even when the cowardly communists invaded Alaska, it was this base that provided the equipment needed for the Marines to storm Shanghai and raise Old Glory from its towers. If there's one thing I could say about the Marines, man, oh my God, they could throw down. Part of it is because of the Marine indoctrination. So a lot of people don't want to believe that the Marines indoctrinate you. Oh no, the Marines indoctrinate you, man. They make you believe that you love the misery. They make you feel it in your bones. That's the thing, once a Marine, always a Marine. Oh my God, that's one thing I can say about the Marines, man. It is ironically this important as to why the Chinese didn't hit it, as they likely needed it. It is as well for their own actions that House's defenses shot it down. Yeah, because House, the casino owner, actually took down, I think, one of the nukes and stuff, and that's how New Vegas and a lot of that area was protected. Post-war, the base served as the logistics hub for the NCR, though the quartermaster here was known to be corrupt and happily sold equipment off to others instead of sending it to the Mojave. Being the watermaster was a personal friend of Kimball, it's no surprise how he got away with it. I say Watermaster or something else? Yeah, Watermaster. Now it serves us once more and is going to be key in providing materials in the fight against the Legion. All right, Marines, show Caesar what we got. Reduces supply consumption. Okay, how much do we have here? Okay, not much more. Home in California, a small base sitting out in Western California pre-war. It was used as training and containment area for forces training up for operations in China. Post-war, it was used by the NCR as their main army base in the region. After tearing down and removing the two headed bear flags, the Enclave has raised Old Glory high once again, and the base is ready to receive American troops for exercises and training. The various large training areas that surrounded the post will give our troops all the experience they need to fight a war in the post-nuclear environment, as well as how to conduct combat maneuvers in the Wasteland. Now you got a place to. Nice place you got here. Jesus, I can't read. Fort Hunter Leggett improves army organization and boosts special forces caps. Sac City Depot. Contrary to popular belief, Sacramento Army Depot was all but emptied during the Sino-American War and was being used for more clandestine operations and monitoring subversive activity in the former California capital. Didn't stop desperate survivors of the Great War from overrunning the base's defenses trying to find weapons of any sort. Whatever they found, well, we'll never know, as the records there were lost to us. Regardless, the NCR Army ended up restoring the base for its intended purpose, stocking it full of weapons and ammo that were then used against us that were then used against us. The battle for the city, the heavy fighting in the depot itself destroyed much of those stocks, leaving us to pick up the ashes and restore the base to operational capacity. Another depot down. Okay, so that does give us. Okay, so that gives us a supply node. Mojave Outpost, NCR Ranger Outpost, Mojave, or more commonly, Mojave Outpost, was the gateway to the Mojave for New California Republic. Yeah, wasn't this where the two statues were like shaking hands and stuff? Isn't that where that was? The pre-war, the location was a Southwest Commonwealth Highway Patrol checkpoint. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, this is where that was in New Vegas. Nevada and Southern California when the NCR occupied it and began flooding into the Mojave on the Long 15. Yep, because I think there was a DLC for the Long 15, right? It became the marker for the boundary of the NCR's fully controlled territory. It was also here that the Desert Rangers and the NCR Rangers established the Ranger Unification Treaty. Yep, this is where the whole shaking hands thing was, and joined forces against the Legion. Such a fact could not be ignored on account of the Unification Monument, which once towered over the outpost. The massive rusting depiction of two Rangers shaking hands has since been removed to make way for logistics along the highway. Now that the outpost is in our hands, there is no denying the strategic importance which this location holds. Any meaningful troop movements going to or coming from Southern California would have to come through here. With only a few dispersed exceptions, it would be worth our effort to fortify this location and occupy it for ourselves. Although some wonder if there really is a need for continued militarization of such existing assets. What do you mean? We're going to be at like there's Caesars on our border. Like militarization still needs to go on. We only control like 1/15th at this point of the United States, maybe less. Pointing out the outpost history as a highway patrol checkpoint, it has been suggested that we return the location to the government of the Southwest Commonwealth, who could put it to work in the SCHP. It should be a Mojave barracks. Currently name will suffice. Give it back to the Southwest Commonwealth. Let's give it to let's make it a Mojave barracks. I like that. Okay, so we got some mills. We got one mill. I said some mills. We got one mill. Yeah, we need resources for all these. Crap, dude. I might have to take some of these factories off. Okay. The end of bottle caps. Bottle caps were an ingenious solution to the Wasteland's problems. How do you create a currency with no government? The original bottle caps were backed by potable water from the hub and became the bottle, and because the bottle caps could not be replicated in post-war conditions, they had a fixed store of value. That was really smart though. The whole bottle cap system was smart for Fallout. I liked the idea behind it. But as the Wasteland's economy grew, the limited supply of bottle caps, I said body caps, meant more goods were chasing less money, discouraging economic growth. With the return of old glory to the waste, the government can impose a rational currency worth whatever the government says it's worth. Wait, this is why candy bars cost $1,000 before the war? So add flat currency with grants, consumer goods factories minus 5%, and then stability minus 5%. So we lose some stability, but overall, that'll help us a lot. Now, let me see. Can I change? Probably not. No, I can't. Oh my god. I thought for sure that would like let us do that. Let me type this. Remove collapsed that's collapsed government, not collapsed economy. Could it also be because I've been negative on my money? Because we have the Federal Reserve and stuff now. Huh. Presidential dictatorship. Let me look at this. We have the Chamber of Commerce over here. Ooh, okay, that's actually nice. Okay, I will do this because I don't know if it's because of this, but we should. Okay, cat pelt. God, what was it then? Let's just do help. I'm gonna give myself 200,000 caps just because of the because of the bug we had last episode. So it's okay. It's just add caps. Is there an underscore? Yeah, I think there's an underscore. Yeah, add caps. So what I just do 200? Okay, yeah. So it was that. So frugality escapes us. Our economic advisors are reporting some extremely troubling news. Due to our recent spending sprees, our coffers are depleted. Indeed, our current income wasn't enough to offset our expenses, and as a result, we've burned through our surplus funds too quickly. It's safe to say that we are currently suffering from minus 10.40 stability and a host of other terrible effects that have come with our horrible fiscal situation. It is absolutely imperative that we put our efforts towards solving the crisis and getting our economy back on track. Okay, so yeah. Oh, they gave me money from that? Oh, I guess it was supposed to give me money, but because of the bug, it didn't give us money from last episode. So that makes sense. Okay, so that's why we couldn't do any of that then. Which we still can't take this. Oh, great. Emergency labor draft. One of these has to help, right? To where I could change that? Mandatory patriotism. I like how we could do an Enclave reborn. That's kind of funny. So a new Enclave with the flag yet waves. A new Enclave with, yeah, the flag yet waves. So land of the free. Oh, the Commonwealth Project. So the businesses of California. Everything's bigger in Texas. Unlocks the ability to use America's couriers to incorporate settler and tribal nations into the United States. Oh, that's kind of cool. Every American. Defeat the Axis of Evil. Who is the Axis of Evil? So, the Broken Coast, the Washington Brotherhood, and the Legion. Okay. That's actually cool. And then for Old Lang Yi, Sins of Our Past, Lessons of the Followers, Monsters of the East, Chains That Bind. So does this like, do we declare war on them? I don't know. There's a lot of options that I'm not sure what they do just because it says this event will pop. So it's like, it gets me, it's like, do I take this? Do I not take this? Huh. I know I need to do Department of the Navy at some point just so I could start getting research for ships. So I can research ships. Free press with the First Amendment. Law and Order, The Fate of Democracy, Found the EPA. Yesterday's Enemies. So what does this do? Replaces California resistance, reluctance to serve. Okay, so I think I have to own them then? I don't know. The Lost Hills. Okay, so this is like when we're going to war more, is what this is. This is like a whole war tree. So that's what that is. Where is actually the thing with bringing in the Lost Hills as a puppet? I remember seeing that, but now I don't know where that is. Okay, Brotherhood. Is it this one? No, that's Yesterday's Enemies. It might have been that one, though. Let me do this. Let's do Lost Hills. I looked at it before. Because I was like, I could bring them in as a puppet and then annex them later. Okay, so yeah, it's this way, but it's seeking allies. That's right. I remember now. Yeah. Add Victorian, brother. And yeah, we can get the American Brotherhood. Or we could cause this and cause them to declare war against us or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's do that real quick. So let's do from sea to shining sea. Oh my god. Economic resurgence. Yep. So all those cities cities have come back up with trade. I want to get rid of this demilitarized zone, dude. I hate that so much. So expand shipways. Oh, protest in Necropolis. So this again. In the city of Necropolis, a crowd of people have formed. Too sudden and organized. Okay, so it's the same thing as before. Vague and meaningless promises. So we lose some caps here. Corsairs raid the coast. We've just gotten word that one of the coastal settlements was subject to a raid by pirates operating alongside the Californian coast. The pirates struck nearly in the morning using a rolling fog to hide their approach. By the time response forces arrived, the town was in flames and with dozens dead, and what few survivors we found severely wounded. They tell us that the pirates captured many of the settlers and took them back to their ships, no doubt to sell them into slavery. They've conducted several patrols in the area. So far, nothing has been found. The locals are shaken by the experience, and it will take some time to restore the settlement to working order. Damn it all to hell. Okay, so we lose some stability and stuff there. So now I'm wondering if so instead of exercising these guys and training them, like say if I do convoy raiding here on the American coast, will that stop those from popping? Like from us getting hit by that. That's kind of like my question into that, I suppose. Okay, let's go back into this. I could invest some money into these other cities right now, but I kind of want to wait. Oh, New Canaan finally lost. Dude, that war felt like it was going on forever, but it might have just been that way because I kept having to pause to read stuff. Oh, we have to spend money now to restore some of these. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Legion raiding party spotted. Several reports are coming from our more remote reaches of a group of red-clad individuals that moved across the border last night. A local militia was alerted and dispatched a patrol to find them until an army search team could be mounted. When the army forces arrived, they found militia teams crucified. While the Legion is known for this kind of thing, each one was alive but too wounded to cut down. This was the work of the Frumitarli, and they wanted us to find them. The bastards covered their tracks as well and are nowhere to be found. They can be anywhere by this point, and the surrounding areas have been placed on high alert. Well, that's mad unfortunate. I wonder if that'll allow me at some point to be able to break the truce. Oh, they have a truce also for a year before against Caesar, against the realm of Diana. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let me actually see something. I think there is. I couldn't remember if there was one for the White Legs or not. Oh yeah. There was this. Well, I mean, hey, we're already taking this. I might just go down this, take them out here. Because I know we can't go to war against Caesar's Legion and stuff at the moment anyway. Okay. Uniting the States of America. Oh, so do we get to only choose one? Wait, are those mutually exclusive? I didn't see that. Requires United States of America. Has completed as firm. Effects unlocks the ability of occurs to incorporate settlers and tribal nations into the United States. Are they mutually exclusive? Hey, Nukaland. I'm gonna save this real quick just to see. And I'm gonna go to the left side because I want to bring the Lost Hills into the fold. So we'll probably go Ganon Doctrine because I do want to go this route. For things like the help. But at the same time, I do get like decent warring stuff over here to be able to retake the US. So let's see. We're going to take Enclave Reconstruction Authority completes the Ganon Doctrine. So it is mutually exclusive. Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, no, it's not. We can still take this and I think go down here, right? Yeah, okay, never mind. Huh. Nukaland. Before the Great War, New Reno was home to a... I didn't read that, did I? Crap. I was like too worried about which one was which. Before the Great War, New Reno was home to a park full of rides and games called Nukaland. Although not as impressive as its East Coast counterpart, we could revive it as a symbol of the promise of a better times to come. And we can also test some experiments on the park goers. Unless this theme park trains death claws, pass. Well, it's better than the plan to poison the world's water supply. So add building Nuka-Cola World, which grants... What? So wait. We just take debuffs? There has to be something in the future past this. We'll do it, because I want to see if it does do anything down the line. Okay, let's see what options we get from this, I guess. Man, I still hate that we have no factories, man. Oh, so it is Chamber of Commerce. I'm stupid. I forgot I could have highlighted over it to see the Chamber of Commerce. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm big dumb. Some of you guys were probably screaming at me while watching this saying to like highlight over it or to like take Chamber of Commerce or something. Yeah, oh man, I could have completed that ages ago. Oh, I know you guys are like screaming at me. The Fall of New Canaan. Oh, wait a minute. Are the White Legs going to be joining them? Reliability, hard attack, soft attack, piercing. We're going to go with this. Okay, he has a truce with the ones around him. Because once we take this, then I think I could change it. I'm not going to go the rest of these. I'm going to go after the White Legs. Legion landing party spotted. Bro, stay on your side of the river, Legion. We have a truce. What are you doing? One of our patrols spotted a Legion raft moving down the Colorado. While they managed to take a few shots at it, the darkness of the moonless night and the noises of the river made locating the raft difficult. A few flares were shot out, and a vertibird flyover later returned. Nothing. With the raft probably hidden in the debris and the landing party made it ashore. From the patrol's report, it appears that were only a handful of legionnaires on the raft, most likely an infiltration attempt by the Frumatari. I think that's actually is spelled Frumatari. Given we couldn't find them, it is likely they made it ashore and are pressing further into our territory. Local towns have been placed on high alert, and patrols have been increased as a result. So do I need to bring my navy over here? Is that what's going on right now? God, I kind of feel like I'm wasting research now going and researching these since I have these. But I know I'll probably need these to get into these. So I guess if anything, I could just keep going down the side here. But I like the idea of these like big old blimps and stuff too, though. Cargo planes would be something that we'd kind of need. Drop tanks and stuff. That gives all aircraft range. Oh, that's not even just like... Oh, so these are all aircraft bonuses. I see. And let's do that then. Okay, so this is just another Air Force Base one. That's a Marine one. Okay, so this is just a base that's on there. The Flying Bull, we'll read that. Flying East from North Island, that's just that. Okay, we'll read that, maybe. Okay. The El Toro Flying Bull. The Legion may have claimed the bull as their symbol, but the Marines have their own in El Toro. Having reactivated the base, the Marine pilots are ready to show their stuff against the Legion as well as any other threat to America. Interestingly, El Toro was home to a few conspiracy theories, mostly involving aliens and the like. And during the latter half of the 21st century, the base faced numerous break-ins of certain conspiracy types trying to find the aliens on the base, which was stupid, as we kept those at Area 51. This stems from an incident in 1996 when Marine Fighter Attack Squadron 314 engaged several unidentified flying objects in the sky over Los Angeles. One Captain Stephen Hiller chased one all the way to Nevada before shooting it down. Obviously, the event was classified and wreckage taken to Area 51. Right, that happened on Independence Day. The Marine Corps Camp Pendleton. Camp Pendleton was the primary Marine Corps amphibious warfare base on the West Coast and proved integral during the Great War. It was from here that Marine Air Ground Task Force Shanghai launched forward and within months secured the city for Uncle Sam. The beachhead established allowed the Marines and eventually the Army. Okay. To push deep into the Chinese mainland. Though their glory was eventually stolen in the Great War, the base remained occupied by a tribe that eventually came to emulate the Marines as a sort of cargo cult, which were dealt with by the NCR who occupied the base, not realizing what history they were squatting on. The few and the proud. Crossroads at Roberts. Camp Roberts was a vital strategic point along California 101, linking our forces to the south to San Francisco. As we knew those dirty communists were going to target the interstate. It held vital communication and command nodes for the defense of California and even had a energy defense grid to defend against the missile strikes. Or so we thought until the Chinese invasion hit Alaska. Thus, all preparations to defend America were for nothing, and we were left holding the bag. The defense grid was dismantled, and Fort Roberts boarded up like so many others. The fort suffered little in the Great War, and the NCR used it to monitor the Brotherhood in conjunction with Fort St. Louis, and provided quite the tough nut to crack when we reached the area. Though the Stars and Stripes was hoisted over the fort once more. Well, it serves us once more. An Aveni changes to Fort Roberts, gives a boost to Army Organization and Special Forces cap. Yep, the Legion marches. So this is what I was waiting on from that PP. So the great bear of the West is dead, and now the Legion turns to clean up its flank. The only significant remaining foe of the Legion are the reunited states, but many fear that it will fall like so many others before Caesar. Somebody should stop them. So the Mojave Brotherhood. They gain an annex war goal against them, so they're probably about to declare war on them, or until after they, beat down the Mexicales. Dude, that gives a lot of bonuses to air attack too. Let's upgrade our maintenance companies because I do have a good amount of maintenance companies in different groups. Okay, let's see how this is actually going. So these guys are getting pushed back, but not a crazy amount. I don't know if this is actually pushing forward or not, honestly. I can't remember if that's getting pushed back or pushed forward with the way it looks. Chamber of Commerce, please come to me. I know I messed up originally, but please. Okay, I need to take out these guys too, the Baja State. They're in a transitional government. Oh, thank God. Okay, Chamber of Commerce is back. And then defeat the Axis of Evil we're going to take. Oh, thank God. Okay. Oh, man. Let's just take it. Open markets, baby. That didn't help us. What? I'm so confused. Oh. Oh, I'm dumb. Wrong one. Wait, I was looking at the wrong one the entire time. Oh my god. Oh no. Could I have changed this earlier then? Also? Oh, Jesus. We're going to take partial mode. That way we can get the added trade income and development income. It's back. And I'm just, I'm an idiot. Okay, we need mills to complete that one thing that we took. God, we have so much territory. It's funny because we have so much territory, but not enough like civs going around, apparently. It's like, where's all the civs that the NCR had, man? Oh, God, okay. So, medical scavenge party attacked. One of our medical scavenging parties near Hawthorne Medical Laboratories has been reportedly attacked by a bizarre mutant we've never seen before. They managed to kill it, and while normally a post-war monster attack wouldn't make it this high up the chain of command, the officer in charge of the party has reported that that monster was eerily human, and the creature itself was being hauled in for autopsy. We do know that area was quarantined by the NCR army before our arrival, which is why the scavenging team was sent in. So we checked records for the area, and the Hawthorne Medical Laboratories was a subsidiary of Vault Tech, and what's worse, Vault 4 is in the vicinity of the labs. Our records show that Vault 4 was an experiment in a society run by scientists. Oh God, that sounds horrible. And after the war, they began experimenting on hybridizing humans with animals. The vault was deemed a failure long before the test subjects rebelled against the scientists because of this, and monitoring of Vault 4 was cut off. If that vault has a population of human-animal-monster hybrids in the largest city on the West Coast, we could have a crisis on our hands. Get in and secure the vault. The deal with the devil. Volps stood on the banks of the Rio Grande, his mask hiding his true feelings as he stepped onto the boat. Rumors from the west spoke of a dying eagle that sank its talons into the bear. And to the south, one of the gods of Mexico stormed forth to avenge his father, screaming of bloody vengeance. Oh, that sounds... Okay, so that's actually talking about the Skynet down here. Which I know they're not Skynet. I like to make the joke that they're Skynet because they're AI and stuff. They're all robots. As the ghoul silently rowed Volp's boat across the river, he thought of great Caesar's words. Caesar predicted that a computer could never surpass a man, and so the real threat lay to the west, and the god's servants spoke of trade and a treaty, a promise of assistance should the United States Army ever march. But as Volps looked at the battalion of assaultrons scanning without movement, he wondered if Caesar was right. So enact non-aggression pact with Caesar's Legion. No. No. They ended up getting a non-aggression pact with Caesar's Legion, which means these guys are now fighting Caesar's Legion on their own. Which means there's a very high chance Caesar's going to straight up win this for sure. I like how there's a small group of Caesar's Legion here. What? Where did these guys come from? Oh, they naval invaded from down the river. I didn't even think about that. Oh my god. Okay, so we're about 2.5 hours in. I'm going to end this episode here with the resurgence of our economy and stuff. I do hope, you guys did enjoy this episode. I'm going to be doing the Vault 4 stuff probably in the next episode. Or, yeah. I'm going to do it in the next episode. So like I said, I do hope you guys enjoyed this. If you are new here, consider liking, subscribing, and or commenting on the video. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm and just helps us grow as a whole. Night Ops out.